Hello, everyone. Happy Morgana Monday. Sorry, it's been a week. Let's ignore the fact that this is definitely getting posted on Tuesday. It's Monday. Happy Monday, everyone. I'm gaslighting you. Hi, I'm very excited to get into this. I'm so sorry. It's been a chaotic couple of weeks, so I'm very behind on just life in general, and this definitely got a little bit on the back burner. But I'm here, and it's almost Halloween, so in the spirit of spooky, we're back on the Fata Morgana train. Choo choo, let's go. Let's do it. God, okay. I missed this though. I feel like we left off on a really good door, and I've been off, you know? Cursed man, I guess. Oh yeah, I forgot. I left off on a cliffhanger. How did I completely forget that? Oh my god. I repressed it. But despite the twinge of nervousness, she still followed after Mikel. Was it Michel? 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 Yeah. As much as he might have stood out in a crowd, with such height and long hair, his presence was almost entirely eroded away by the darkness. She felt that he could simply fade away into nothingness at any moment. Many things are buried here. Huh? Mice, insects, wild cats, and dogs. Okay. Have you ever thought it's strange how little life there seemed to be around this mansion? You're right. I haven't seen a single creature since I arrived. The only sound you can hear is the wind blowing. Now that you mention it, it did seem peculiar. They were all killed by me. I don't think he actually. Well, he might. I think I want to give people the benefit of the doubt, but then I'm like, people are freaks in this game. He might have, frick. Maybe. Or rather. Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. But I was like, he could be a little freak. I don't know. I'm not judging. I don't know. As long as he's like more normal than the other freaks we got. The bar is in hell right now. They lost their lives because of me. You have your answer now. A butterfly fluttered its way into the ruined garden, dancing up and down through the air. Michel held out a finger before himself, and the butterfly, mistaking it for a branch, drifted down upon it to rest its wings. Oh, is anything he touches, like, dead? Had the scene stopped there, it would have been a picturesque moment. All that comes in contact with me loses its life. My skin, the breath I exhale, my flesh and blood is poison to all life. But the butterfly's movements began to slow. It spread its wings in one last futile attempt to fight gravity, and then, without warning, it shriveled up into a dry husk. I wonder, I'm thinking maybe, no. I was like, well, I should share. I was like, don't share it. But then I was like, I should tell you guys my theories, even if it's completely wrong, it's fine. I don't know. I wonder if, like, maybe white-haired girl did not always have white hair, you know? Maybe. I keep thinking about the fact also that she's still called the white-haired girl after we supposedly know her name. I don't really have anywhere to go with that, but it's just... It's interesting. Because we didn't have any confirmation from, like, the maid or anything like we did in the past. Okay, hear me out. This is a pinstring theory right now, okay? We know for a fact that the stories after this, she had the exact same name all three stories, right?
because the maid confirmed it. We don't know if she has the same name as those 3 stories in this, because the maid, you know, and I haven't looked in this for a second, because the maid, sorry, my ADHD is acting up and you can actively see it. But the maid hasn't, like, confirmed it. So we don't know that this is the same name as the other 3 stories. This is a big pin string theory, and I have no way to prove this currently, or no way to go with this. It didn't really feel satisfying to know her name, and I can't really tell you why. And I think maybe that feeling has to do with my pin string theory, that maybe this is actually just a different name, and maybe this isn't her real name. I don't know. Maybe she's not Giselle. I don't know. Interesting. Interesting. I'm trying to see if there's any commonality in the words that are getting X'd. Doesn't appear like it. I think I looked through this last time. Yeah. Pin string theories paused for now. But anyway, that's my little, I don't know. It's just thoughts. I don't have anywhere to put my strings or my pins or my any of the boards. The board's a confusing mess right now. It's dead. All dried up and lifeless. Like it's been dead for days. It's like his finger drained all the life out of it. I just feel like there was... Okay. I just feel like there was some implication, like, at the beginning of this door that, like, Michelle knew her. There was, like, one line that stands out to me in my brain. I can't remember what it freaking sounds like, but it's, like... I think it's because I read so many... It's all the romance fantasy webcomics getting to my brain and giving me these theories, but it's, like... a big thing in a lot of, like, popular romance fantasy webcomics right now, specifically from Korea. That's mostly what I read. Anyway, is, like, regression and, like, redoing the same thing over and over again. So it makes me feel like maybe she's done this before, but Michelle has, like, a memory of it. At least a vague idea. But, like, white-haired girl, I mean, obviously she's... something is happening where she's, like, either reincarnating or regressing or, like, something going on, because, like, she's been in all these stories, right? But, like, I don't know, I feel like he has, like, awareness of that to some degree. Maybe he doesn't, because also, like, this all leads me to feel like he doesn't. But, like, there was just one line in the beginning, and then also the mirror is, like, a big thing, because that was, like, different but not, you know? I don't know. I keep being like, maybe the mirror isn't that important, but, like, I feel like it is. Like, my brain wants to be like, oh, it's just a throwaway, but, like, this game doesn't have throwaway moments, you know? Like, this game doesn't, like, just put things in as, like, a toss away. It definitely put it in there for a reason. I don't know. Okay, I'm done with my pin string theories. The brain cogs are whirring. Okay. Is this his curse? Is that even possible? But I saw it with my own eyes. If this is his curse, though, it explains much. There are more than just insect and animal corpses buried here, too. Servants who came to visit me long ago are here, beneath the ground, under our very feet. That's why the servant leaves before I open the door. Should he touch me, should he get near me, his very life is in danger. No one is interested enough in seeing me to take that risk. No one will have anything to do with me. Nary soul even wishes to see my face. Now you understand what I meant when I said I would eventually kill you. So that's why you've never once touched me? When I knocked the books down in the library, you didn't offer your hand to help me up. and only one of us ever made contact with the box at the entrance at a time. When I offered to help you carry it, you refused, because you didn't want your finger to accidentally brush against mine.
My actions were not out of concern for you. I simply dislike people. Alright, Michelle, alright. Sure. Others' interests mean nothing to me. Okay. What an odd face you're making. Do you not believe my curse is real?
No, I do. It is certainly irrational, inexplicable, unbelievable, but you've shown me more than enough evidence, and I don't believe you're lying to me right now either.
In which case, you now understand how dangerous it is to be near me. You said that if you left, you would be killed, but it's been some time since then. If you're careful to cover your tracks, you can make your escape. You don't belong here.
He was telling the truth about being cursed. What a cruel burden to have to bear. I can't imagine just how much he's given up on, how many lives he's inadvertently taken, and how he must have felt every time it happened. How much pain that loneliness must have given him. How much despair he must carry in his heart. How much sorrow must be weighing down on him. So, no. I will not leave. I will stay here with you.
Leave this place.
No, I will not.
Why? Why do you insist upon remaining in this house after learning what I can do? You have no reason to stay.
Tell me then, why do you try to drive me out? If you don't care for others, as you say, if you're not concerned about anyone else, then what does it matter what I do? What does it matter if I die to your curse? You're a very kind-hearted man.
Get him, sick him, queen, get him. She's right, she got a point. Call him out on his bluff. Little liar, man.
You've been watching out for me since the day I arrived, doing whatever you can to not inadvertently kill me, to not afflict me with your curse.
No.
Here's what I think. No one capable of showing genuine care for others can honestly, truly dislike all people. They can't possibly be indifferent.
No.
That day we met before the stained glass window, you heard me out. You listened to my plight. You didn't try to chase me out. That day, I thought you to be a good person. And I still believe that.
I simply assumed you would leave on your own when it was safe. I never thought you would be so foolish as to want to stay in a house like this with a man like me.
How does that make me foolish?
Do you not value your life? Are you not afraid of death? Do you not find me unpleasant?
The thing I fear most is loneliness. You're probably right that by now I could safely sneak away, get myself somewhere far from here. But even if I did, I would inevitably find myself in the same situation. The only way I can avoid that fate is to stay away from everyone, to live in solitude, with no one to talk to. I know you understand how that feels. It terrifies me. I'm afraid of having to spend day after day with no one to talk to, no one to share my experiences, my thoughts, my feelings with. If that's what awaits me out there, then I want to live with you. I want you to be an essential part of my life.
Impossible.
Please, don't chase me out.
You. Her cruel girl. Never again will I allow myself to get close to someone, only to watch them die. Never again. My mother was the first to die. It happened shortly after my birth. Next was my wet nurse. 2 deaths could be considered a coincidence, but as the number rose, it became clear that I was cursed, and I was forbidden from making contact with anyone, even at home. Regardless, being in the same house, accidents will happen. Numerous people lost their lives. Attendants unfamiliar with me, or those who simply brushed up against me by mistake. This sucks. All his life, too. It wasn't like a thing that happened, like, eventually. His entire life. My God. Jesus. I wonder if it's quick, because I know the butterfly was quick, but I wonder... Still nothing. I don't know. I don't know if there is a commonality here. I couldn't take it any longer.
So, you chose to move here? To this remote mansion to keep yourself away from your family? You weren't imprisoned here. You elected to live here alone so you wouldn't hurt anyone.
For better or for worse, I was born into a noble house. So rather than abandon me, they provided me with the means to live out of sight.
I will be very careful. I will do everything I can to ensure no accidents occur, to keep you from being alone again.
Girl, that's Chekhov's gun. The gun's here. We see the gun. The gun is here. The gun's been mentioned so many times. Girl. Mm-hmm. There is, I mean, she doesn't live in any of the stories, and like obviously she's going to die at some point because this is like the past, right? But like this is like not the truth. Like she will touch him at some point. Like he'll be like dying, or something will happen, or like it'll, I don't know, like a romantic kiss. I don't know, something will happen, and then like she will touch him, and she will be fricked, like, and she will die. I wonder, I'm thinking of the tower thing, like at the beginning, after the first story, because I'm waiting for the relevancy to come there, and we did have to walk up to the tower for this one.
I will not, for any reason, touch you. You have my promise. Your curse takes the life of anything you touch. I've been here for a while, and death has not befallen me yet. As long as I do not touch you, there shouldn't be a problem. Also, and, I apologize if this is simply me reading too much into things, but I feel like we're two of a kind. I fear being utterly alone more than anything, and I think you understand just how scary that is. So...
she's so, like, brave in this one. I feel like she's not this brave in the other doors. She's so brave. Ooh, get it, white hair girl. I don't feel good calling her Giselle. It just, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I am, though. I don't think I am. Why are you so stubbornly insistent on it being me? I'm sure there's somebody else out there. Someone you're meant to be with. You may not have found them yet, but I believe someone like you eventually will. Because unlike me, you still have the vigor to press forward.
It has to be you. I'm certain of it.
Why?
Because, well,
You can't tell me?
No, I can just... Please don't get upset with me. I think
she thinks.
I might really, really love you.
Oh, that's a bombshell. Irene. Well, I guess she's a little teen girly. Life short in the... Are we in the 1800s, 1600s? I don't know. Sometime a really long time ago. Life short. It ain't long. Ooh. Nothing? Maybe I'm checking this too much. His was a power that evoked images of witches or demons, the unclean and the impure. A mere touch was all it took for him to strip man and beast alike of its life. God has quite a cruel streak to bestow such a power upon a beautiful young man. And a strange power it was indeed, like something out of a fairy tale, like something confined to words upon the page. It seemed otherworldly, unbelievable. Nonetheless, as he had demonstrated to the white-haired girl, his peculiar powers were indeed real. That said, the world has its fair share of oddities. It just so happens that those curiosities tend to remain hidden away, known only to a few. Although you have laid eyes upon a number of unusual phenomena yourself, Master, the doors to the past, through which we have passed, this very mansion. And as a matter of fact, the two of us. Now, as you saw, the white-haired girl found herself enraptured with this man and his accursed power. How do you think Michel acted in response to her proclamation? He had spent so long refusing to interact with others. No, unable to interact with them. As such, he was unsure how to respond. After standing there expressionless for a few moments, he muttered, "I'll consider it." And with that, he returned to his chambers. I'm shocked he said that. Oh, poor guy. I mean, I guess he's got it rough. He's probably not used to love at all, actually, knowing how many people he's killed. While he was not someone who wore his heart on his sleeve, I personally do not believe he was completely devoid of emotions. He had simply forgotten how to express them in his extended solitude, so I think he was, in that moment, in a state of complete panic. She had, after all, just assaulted him with a stream of incomprehensible declarations, that knowing the truth, she had wished to remain in the mansion, and that knowing the truth, she loved him. The love she had declared for Michel was not fleeting puppy love. There was genuine tenderness and warmth in her words. But he had gone through his life shunned, feared, pushed away. To him, that was normal. He had never given anyone reason to have any fondness for him. So he found himself utterly unsure how to take the affection she was showing. Of course, he was not the only one rattled by the whole affair. Oh, dear. Several days had passed since Michel had asked for time to think. He had still yet to show himself again. This is all my fault. The white-haired girl paced anxiously through the halls, on the off chance she might run into him. As per his request, though, she kept her distance from his chambers. Nevertheless, she was beginning to worry about the fact that he had secluded himself away for so long. So she worked up her courage and made her way to his room. Don't go in. Don't go in there. Don't go in there. That's the gun. That's Chekhov's gun. Don't go in there. There's many Chekhov's guns. Well, there's many guns he owns. There's many in this door. There's many. Some would say he has a whole arsenal currently.
What if he doesn't want to see me ever again? I didn't consider I might be overstepping my bounds before opening my mouth.
Every step she took was slow and laborious. Her mind raced with worry and doubt.
I should at least tell him I'm sorry.
Rather than out of desire to know how he felt, she was compelled by guilt, and a desire to apologize. After walking for some time, she arrived at a door sitting in an utterly unlit hallway. She drew in a breath of musty air, then let it out, repeating the process. Sorry, my cat is grabbing me. And he has very sharp claws, sir. Please. Okay. Repeating the process several times. Nar. Okay. Next, she reached her hand up to knock on the door, then pulled it back, also doing this a number of times. Oh, how adorable she was. I wanted nothing more than to give her a little nudge. After all, she was too sweet a girl for her worries to be anything but misplaced. I just can't find the courage. Oh, I think I accidentally... Okay, yeah, I accidentally hit auto, I think, for a second. Maybe I should come back another day? But what's the point of waiting? I need to apologize and get the weight off his back. Now. She gathered her courage once more, this time determined she would do it. The white-haired girl moved her small fist towards the door, which then swung open. I'm sorry. Please, you must announce your presence. I almost walked right into you. Are you in that much of a hurry for a mishap? I'm sorry. And I believe I told you to stay away from my chambers. You did, so I spent a long time debating whether I would, but I decided I really wanted to tell you this. Oh, well, actually... Girl, no, he should have done it first. Girl, I know he was gonna be like, actually, I accept your confession or something like that. I just know, I sense it in my little bones. Oh, she's throwing. Girl, you're throwing. No. I am truly sorry. What? The other day, I could barely manage to get the words in my head all the way to my mouth. There was no room in my mind for anything else. I shoved my own thoughts and feelings into your face, not considering that might not be what you wanted. Just running nonstop. Not thinking at all. I was terribly disrespectful to you. Completely selfish. You're a kind-hearted man. I truly believe that. But you were only being courteous because you're a nice man. I'm sure you have a little interest in the affections of a queer little girl. So... I would love if I could stay here. It would be a wonderful blessing, but if you really don't want me here, if my feelings are imposing upon you, then I apologize. I'm sorry, and I'll take my leave of this house. I'm sorry. Don't be, my mind went blank for a moment. What? I find it difficult to comprehend you. The other day you were firm in your intentions to stay, and now you say you'll leave without a struggle. You holed up in your room for so long that I thought, you didn't want me around. To be honest, I want to stay here. I do. I think you should do whatever pleases you. Huh? You can stay, or you can leave. I will not put pressure on you to do one or the other. He's kind of cute. Wait, I'm kind of seeing the appeal. I don't know, this whole conversation. He's kind of like a sweetie. Like, I'm seeing it. White-haired guy stands rise up. Oh, wait. Was that... So, I'm not imposing? To tell you the truth, I had to think about that for some time. However, I've now come to something of a solution. Since you're here, come into my room.
Oh? What? But I thought I wasn't allowed to...
To prevent what almost happened a few moments ago, so we don't accidentally run into each other.
Sorry.
You're forgiven. Now come in.
Oh, okay. Is this a necklace?
If that's what it looks like to you, then I suppose that means I succeeded.
Did he make her a necklace? Bro. Wait, that's cute. Wait, that's cute.
Pick it up.
It has a little bell. It's adorable. Oh. That way he can hear her coming. I was like, that's silly, but then I was like, I mean, it's silly, but it's kind of cute. It's got a good intention. I like little necklaces with little bells.
Please make an effort to wear that while you're in the house, because it's so dark. There will always exist the risk that we might accidentally bump into one another. So I tried to come up with a way to reduce that risk.
Does that mean you didn't leave your room because you were working on this?
That's right. What other reason would I have?
I think most people would assume it was because they put you in a bad mood, or that you didn't want to see them.
I have little sense of how most people see the world.
Sorry. I appreciate it, though. I'm really glad to know that you put so much thought into a life together with me. Wait, that's cute! This is cute!
It would be difficult not to after the other day.
I'm so happy right now. I can't think of any better word to describe it. I couldn't be happier.
You're being dramatic. Tell you the truth, I feel a little bad about it.
Why?
Seems rather impertinent to affix a bell to someone. You're not livestock. You're a person.
That's why you turned it into a necklace? Thank you very much. I'll keep it on me at all times. I really truly appreciate it, Lord Michelle.
Don't call me Lord, please.
Alright, then I'll just call you Michelle. And will you please call me Giselle?
The windows.
What?
If we could open the windows. Never mind. I was just thinking you wouldn't need the bell at all if we could get some light in here.
They can't be opened?
They're rusted shut. All the windows have been shuttered for as long as I've been here.
I assumed you had boarded them all up.
That was done long before I ever arrived. After so many years here, though, I hardly consider it an inconvenience anymore. It also serves to repel wanderers. Wanderers? Wanderers. Yes. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Wait, was that weirdly spaced? Oh. I haven't seen that. Wait a second. What? Oh, that gave me chills. I feel like I haven't seen anything weird like that before. Oh, maybe. Oh my god. Okay. They didn't put it in red this time, though, so I missed it. Wait a second. The images are slithering into my head, replacing memories before they can surface. Stop.
What?
What's being replaced? Oh, frick. I don't know how I feel about that, because I don't know if we're seeing, I imagine we're seeing the, like, corrected, like, changed thing, right? And not the actual past. Interesting. I have no thoughts about that, because I don't really know what that pertains to, but, like, it kind of makes me sad without even knowing what's being replaced, because this seems like such a soft moment. I don't know, that like hit me with like a really big wave of sadness. Like, I have no idea what has been replaced, but like, that's so scary. That's so scary to think about your memories being rewritten, especially if they're like important ones, you know? And either this or the past one was probably pretty important. Oh, frick. Frick!
Oh, really?
Wait, so when did... 1 second. This right here. This right here. Oh, you can't see my mouse, I realize. Sorry. The name being around there, and my sneaking suspicion about the reason white-haired girl's name isn't... Like, I still don't have an exact theory there, but, like, I feel like maybe... Again, her name ain't Giselle, I feel. I don't know. Okay, sorry. I'm just... I don't know. It's freaky.
Is there something odd about that?
No.
It's just, I realized I had the wrong impression about a number of things. As I learn more, I see things in a different light. See you in a different light. And I'm sure there's still plenty more for me to learn. Of all people I have ever met, you are perhaps the most difficult to predict. Not only do you have no aversion to the darkness, The dark has always been a close friend of mine. Which isn't to say I dislike the sun. Its light can simply be a bit too strong for me. I'm like some kind of unholy monster that can't be exposed to sunlight. You are anything but unholy. My name would suit you much better than me. I have such mixed feelings.
Hello? Hello? Sorry, I was literally about to say, I can't tell if I think this scene is cute or not, because I thought it was so sweet and cute at first, but like... Okay. What a beautiful story, much better than the real thing, is it not, my dear? What the hell?
That day when I first saw Giselle, I was wary of her. Apprehensive.
What the hell is this noise?
I didn't want her anywhere near me. But as my doubts about her faded, I began feeling something very different. As though the lump in my heart had been melted away, I began to yearn for her to be at my side, knowing full well it couldn't possibly last. Knowing full well how foolish it was.
I found myself captivated by her. I can't get into this anymore. I thought it was so cute, and now I'm just like, there's something wrong here. There's something wrong here. I don't know what it is. I found myself wishing to have her stay with me. Okay. No thoughts. All right. Oh, it's hard for me to be into this anymore. Well, I'm not into it, but it's like, God, I was like, oh, they're so cute. That's so sweet. And now I'm like, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. But I don't know what it is. I don't like that. It's so off-putting. Oh, God. I'm sure when I find out, this whole door will feel real different, huh? Oh, God. Okay. And that marked the true beginning of their quiet days together in the dark mansion. They acknowledged and accepted each other's presence, no longer isolating themselves, but actively, regularly conversing. As mundane as it might seem, it was something they had been unable to attain until then. Nevertheless, they were still somewhat fumbling around in the dark with one another, drawing closer and pushing away again. Michel, in his own ungraceful way, was beginning to open himself up to the things she said, and the white-haired girl was beginning to smile with greater frequency. They had taken to dining together, and her wish of learning to read was being granted. He taught her in the feeble light of a candle placed upon the table, the two sitting across from one another. Though Michel seemed to be well educated, he had not been instructed in the art of teaching, so he found the process quite grueling. But to the white-haired girl, the longer it took the better. Her primary objective was, after all, to spend time with him. The days passed, and eventually, she reached the point where her comprehension was adequate enough without assistance. Her next request, then, was for them to read through a book together. Nothing. Okay. I'm trying to look closer now that I know that they're not all red text. Frick.
Have you read every book in the library?
No. I stopped looking at them after a while. Most everything I'm sent is dull, uninformative dreck. The Diary of a Lord. Foolish make-believe tales.
You're not fond of fiction, I take it?
What value is there in lies and fantasies of another?
Stories can be invigorating. Tales of adventure can take you places you could never go. Legends of heroes, folklore, stories of otherworldly phenomena. They can be terrifying, and they can be exhilarating. They may not be real, but they give you a little glimpse into the author's heart. Let you feel like you're seeing the same thing they saw.
You are a very empathetic girl. Fiction inspires nothing of the sort in me. However, perhaps long ago, I may have been able to, though I can no longer remember what it feels like.
I'm sure it'll come back to you. You're not an empty man. Sorry. I'm making you uncomfortable again. How about we read this book today?
Interesting. It appears to be a collection of legends.
You haven't read this one yet, then? That's good to hear. It'll be more enjoyable if it's a new experience for the both of us. It looks like it's a
record of local legends. Oh, I don't know about this one. I don't know about this one. The book is divided into several sections, though it appears to be mostly superstitions. I am curious what kind of stories this area has. Girl, you're probably in there. So is he. The two of them were looking down at a simple, undecorated volume. As the white-haired girl had said, it seemed to be a collection of local legends passed down generation to generation. They sat across from one another at the table, her turning the pages, and Michelle simply watching so as not to brush against her. Eventually, her eyes were drawn to a particular word on one of the pages, bringing her hands to a stop. Girl. The witch. He can't close the book because he doesn't want to accidentally hit her hand and kill her, but like he probably doesn't want her to read this, and I feel like that's going to be an issue in a second. That chapter detailed the story of a witch, or more precisely, said witch's curse. The story went something like this. The original song, the OG. There once was a witch, skilled in the dark arts. She lived a meager but peaceful life alongside the other villagers. But then a long, long drought struck the village, which the people blamed on the witch. The witch was sentenced to death, and as the fire blazed around her, smoke rose high into the air. The smoke soon became rain clouds, blessing the village with an end to the drought. The crops were revitalized, and the villagers fancied themselves heroes. However, the rain also brought madness upon the people. Though the earth below them was lush and fertile, the villagers were losing their minds, and they eventually began to take each other's lives. The witch still lived on, in the form of a curse. Many fell victim to the witch's curse. Though it did not only take, it also fulfilled people's desires. The villagers had gone mad, but their wish for freedom from the drought had been granted. Thus the legend has been passed down as follows. The witch will grant your wish in exchange for a great sacrifice. I wonder if the white-haired girl dying is a sacrifice. As smoke in the sky, she watches down upon us from above. To reach the witch, climb for the heavens, but know that road is a road to destruction. Interesting. Okay. People still believe the witch's legend, even now, I suppose. That's why I face accusations of being a witch. This is not an area very welcoming to outsiders, especially one who stands out as much as you. What brought you to this region in the first place? Mine is a story I'm sure you've heard before. I was cast out of my house. I come from a very poor family. We could barely even afford to keep everyone fed. Being as weak as I am, it was only natural that I would be the first to go. I see. What I don't understand, though, is why the witch is said to grant people's wishes. That is to say, she had reason enough to hold a grudge, but not to give people the things they asked for. All we have to go on is a few pages. I'm trying to recall if that's how that could have potentially happened in the other stories. Because I feel like it sort of does to some degree. And then she, like, dies. And then, like, things go bad. Or things go bad, and then she dies right after. But, like, I feel like it kind of does, and then, like, goes bad. Oh, the last story was just kind of bad, wasn't it? I guess he got his train track. I guess he got his railroad. Guess he got his love. I guess. There's no saying what might have been changed or added over time, and it's almost certain the entire legend isn't written here. That said, if we are to accept everything as written, you can infer that what the witch's reason might have been. And that is, if you truly want it that much, you can have it, but I'll make certain your suffering outweighs it. Despair that comes after a moment of happiness is far more agonizing than despair alone. I presume that's why the witch decided to grant people's wishes.
That is one way to look at it. May I ask you something?
Go on.
When I first arrived here, you told me that a cursed witch used to live in this mansion. After reading this legend, I'm now finding it hard to believe you made that up simply to scare me away.
I appropriated the tale. Nothing more. It is said the witch was born in this house.
What?
Quite the place my family found for me. But it was a clever decision putting me here, I think. Not many people are likely to come near a house with such a pedigree.
But... no, never mind. That makes sense.
I suspect I know what she was going to say then. If the witch is said to grant wishes, then wouldn't that also attract people who so desperately want something they do not care what price they must pay? And perhaps she was correct. Perhaps there had been those who'd come to the mansion chasing after the legend, and perhaps they had encountered Michel, touched him, and lost their lives. On the day in the garden, he had said, "Many things are buried here." Perhaps that included such visitors.
I wonder if that story might be more than mere superstition.
If the Witch of Legend really did exist, what would you do?
It might be nice to talk to her. Maybe.
That's all? Really?
I feel a little bad for her, though. The only people who ever visit her are there to ask for something, after all. I can only imagine just how lonely that must be.
Or the witch could be the maid. Interesting. 'Cause she kind of represents the house in a way. And like people that come here like are asking for something from it, you know? And then it kind of always ends horribly with like the white-haired girl being sacrificed in the end in some way. I swear, I cannot comprehend the way your mind works.
Sorry.
Although, if we assume the legend is true, I have an idea what climb for the heavens might mean.
Oh?
The mansion has an observation tower. Or, I suppose, what used to be an observation tower. At any rate, it is quite a tall structure. This is the house where the witch was supposedly born. The tower reaching for the heavens seems like the perfect place to find her. She really is here.
Oh, yes, I remember seeing
Wait, the maid's not here right now. Maybe I was right about the maid.
I remember seeing a rather tall structure as I first approached the mansion.
Would you like to see it?
Of course. Please lead the way.
Interesting. The two of them left the library and made their way to the room with the stained glass window. At the far end of that room were the stairs to the observation tower. The tale of the witch had piqued the white-haired girl's interest, inspiring her to put herself forward to satisfy that curiosity. She had, after all, been accused of being a witch herself, so she undoubtedly felt an affinity to the legend. What a sweet girl she was. Up the stairs, where we are. Interesting. No weird text. Okay. With Michelle in the lead, the two climbed a long, long spiral staircase. There were many more stairs than the white-haired girl had anticipated, and she soon found herself short of breath. Rectangular windows were carved out of stone in regular intervals. Peering through one of them, she could see a village in the distance. A pleasantly cool, high-altitude breeze brushed across her face. After much climbing, they finally arrived at the top, where a door made of partially rotted wood stood. Michelle pulled open the door, revealing a small room with no windows or doors in sight. Aha! This is the top of the tower. Despite it being called an observation tower, we could hardly observe anything from up here. Her face contorted in confusion. The white-haired girl threw a gaze about the room. Glancing up, she only saw a darkened ceiling, and slightly below it, a single small window through which shone a little ray of light. The beam cleaved through the darkness like the sharpened blade of a beautiful sword. The darkness draped over the rest of the room, only served to make more impressive the solitary ray of light. It had a magical fairy tale quality to it. As if being pulled in by it, she drew toward the light. I suspect there was once a large window in this room. If you look closely, you can see seams in the stone of the wall. The color of the stone differs slightly on either sides of the seams. I presume something caused them to seal the window after it was built, though I don't know what that something might be. Ooh, short hair! We finally see her. We've not seen this version's white-haired girl. She's so pretty. When Michelle's eyes fell upon the white-haired girl, wrapped in the beam of light, he sputtered to a stop. The man who had never flinched at anything, who had long since distanced himself from stirrings of the heart, was utterly bewitched. He had never seen her illuminated so vividly before, and he was having a great deal of trouble finding the words to describe her striking beauty. For someone who had been chased out of her home and accused of being a witch, the white-haired girl looked less like a practitioner of the dark arts and more like one of the hosts of heaven. Michelle undoubtedly felt the same way, for his gaze was affixed firmly upon her. Dazzling, isn't it? Like a staircase leading to heaven. Yes. Perhaps so. Is something the matter? No, I'm fine. You know, it feels like there's something odd in the air here. It feels like someone might actually be listening. If the witch were to speak to you, what would you say to her? I would ask her to tell me her true feelings, to tell me what kind of person she was, and what kind of pain she had to endure. I just want to know what she felt. This woman people branded a witch. The legend was written from a neutral perspective. It's possible she was a fearsome witch. It's also possible she wasn't. I get the feeling she was just persecuted. Like me. Like me and you. And like you, I truly am impure. Disagree all you want, but my touch kills. I am a strange, incomprehensible, irrational creature. Or maybe I'm not even a living being. And that's why when I touch something that is, I bring them death.
If only I actually were a witch. If only I actually had some kind of extraordinary power. Regardless of whether it came from God or the devil, then I would be able to grant people's wishes.
My wish need not be granted.
But it's what I want too. I wish to be able to touch you. I would be perfectly content with nothing changing, with us never being able to touch one another. I would be more than happy with that. But I'm allowed to dream, aren't I? It doesn't have to be in this life. I pray the day will come that we can get closer, even if it has to happen in another life.
Happiness is very much a stranger to me, but am I allowed to dream too?
You are.
I will never touch you. I swear it. But I would like to dream about it. I would like to imagine placing my hand upon your cheek.
You can. Reach your hand out for me.
Bro.
I will imagine it too. I'm imagining your fingers running through my hair, brushing upon my skin. I can feel your warmth.
Dude. I was like about to cry because I was so emotional. This is completely different. Wait a second. Wait. This is like completely different dialogue. 1 second. I don't feel like it's changed this much. Question mark. As a bit of an aside, I'd like to share with you a little fact of my life, my dear. Humans have a far greater capacity to hurt, betray, and forsake others than they do to love, trust, and protect them. And that's precisely what the majority of people do. Yes, I believe you know good and well that no matter how much you trust someone, they're still going to abandon you in the end. Nothing at all. My dear friend, the two of us have much more in common with each other than anyone else. We both suffered at others' hands, and we both deserve to have our vengeance. I guess this is probably the witch? Go on. What's the matter? Make this tale into your reality. Surrender yourself in this moment to this beautiful story, and remain here in the mansion with Giselle. Watch in this moment. The stream. Who are you? Well, that's a surprise. You actually have a conscious mind? And are you aware of who you are? You know nothing. I think this is us. Like the one who doesn't, the person that asked, who are you? Someone you once spent a great deal of time with. I must say, I'm impressed you made it back here, my dear. Your soul was ground into dust. It will all come back to you eventually, and then I'll be there with you again, my dear, whispering into your ear for centuries to come. And this time I will not fail. I will mold your soul into the same shape as mine. What the hell does that mean? What a wonderful little show these puppets are putting on for us, wouldn't you say? Giselle? Giselle? Indeed, that is Giselle. The white-haired girl standing there is Giselle. Who once read a book together. It was by the fireplace. You did not. Those memories are false. Books belong in the library. Why would they be by the fireplace? Curse them, slaughter them, revile them, inflict eternal suffering on all their souls. Take revenge on the fools who laughed as we agonized. I have such mixed feelings, and I guess that's on purpose, but like, because it is so cute. It is so sweet, and I love these two, but it's like, is it not real? Did this not really happen? That's horrible. I don't know how to feel about this at all. I'm so emotional because they're so soft and sweet and cute, and I just want them to be happy, but I don't even know that this is real, you know? Like, who the hell are we talking to? Who the hell are we? God, who are we? Frick. Oh, and I don't see them ever being happy, even in another life. God, is that so much to ask? Jesus. Lord, my God. Okay, we're stopping there. This is too many emotions. I actually was on the verge of, like, almost crying because it was just so sweet for a second. But then, like, to be thrown into, like, haha, not real. It really fricks with me. It really fricks with my emotions. I feel like I'm being pulled back and forth. God. This white-haired girl is Giselle. What does that line mean? Let me reread that one more time. Let me reread, get that line right. One sec. Indeed, that is Giselle. The white-haired girl standing there is Giselle. I don't feel like that means that Giselle is white-haired girl. You know what I mean? Or that the white-haired girl we know is Giselle. I don't know. I don't know what that entails, but that just puts, like, I don't know. I feel like we're getting a lot of signs that, like, I don't know. We're getting a lot of signs of something. Couldn't tell you what that is. Oh, God. Okay. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I feel like I'm on an emotional roller coaster right now because I'm being thrown through the tides. Like, it's like, oh, this is cute and sweet. Oh, wait. No, it's not. This is fake. Or is it? I don't know. Who the hell is Giselle? Who the hell is white-haired girl? I don't know. What does that line? I feel like that's a loaded line. That is Giselle. The white-haired girl standing there is Giselle. What does that mean? That's a loaded line. I don't know how, but it is. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. Happy Morgana Monday. It's Monday. I'm releasing this on a Monday. Don't look at the date. Don't look at me. Look at me. I would never gaslight you like this backlog is gaslighting me. And or this door. I'm feeling very gaslit right now, but I wouldn't do that to you. It's Monday. It's Monday. You're watching this on Monday. Even if you're not watching this the day it released, you're watching it on Monday. Congratulations, it's Monday. I'm filming this on a Monday. We're Monday! All my socials are down below. Check them out if you want. If you threw me a follow, I would really appreciate it. It'd mean a lot. Maybe comment. Let me know what you thought. Discuss. Talk. Give me a little smiley face if you have nothing to say that isn't a spoiler. Give me a little, you know, you know? Okay. Anyway, God. Happy Morgana Monday. Goodbye. I'm like so flabbergasted. Nothing to say. Oh, God.